film est constitué de 5 films différents. Le film qu'on écrit, le film dont on distribue les rôles, le film qu'on tourne, le film qu'on monte et le film qu'on sort.
Ne ralentis pas jusqu'à ce que tu n'aies plus de souffle.
Steve!
First of all, nice to see you, sir.
We go way back.
Hey.
Yeah, I really want to start by saying, and Richard's heard me say this already, but it's one of my favorite films of the year. I absolutely, truly love this movie, and I just want to thank both of you for incredible work.
Thank you very much.
So Richard, I'm going to start with you. So the thing that blows me away about your work is that you are able to work in all sorts of genre, film. You tell all sorts of stories, and they're all so fucking good. What the hell is your secret?
Well, where do you go from there? Every film, it's kind of this magical world. Like every film is a whole new experience. It always feels like something I haven't done, I have to figure out. It could fail. This one had a lot of challenges. It was the first time I ever made a film in black and white. This aspect ratio, not my native language. There were all these things that I felt strangely confident would work because that was the film I saw in my head. So I was just lucky to have that opportunity to try to make this film that I was very passionate about. So I don't know, I've been lucky to get to do this, over and over. So I'm glad you liked the film, though.
One of the things about Breathless is that everyone who was making it, no one had any idea that this film would influence generations of filmmakers and so many people around the world. So I'm just curious for both of you, after making this, did the making of the film change you at all or inspire you in a new way that you had, you know what I mean? That gave you a new sort of energy.
I think the film, to me, I was trying to share the excitement I have felt all these years toward the Nouvelle Vague and what these films meant to me. So trying to convey that on film, just, one of the Nouvelle Vague aphorisms, was make films about stuff you love, make films about stuff you feel close to. And that's what this was. So I was hoping to communicate that. But it was, for me, going back in time, not only cinematically, 64 years, but also in my own head, going back to beginner's mind, making my first film. So that was really invigorating to feel like I was making my first film again, So that was really rewarding. So I think that gave me a boost of some kind.
Mm. And also what I felt was it was kind of an essay of what makes something genius, And the answer is not so much there is a specific thing. It's much more about try something and you will never know if it's going to be genius or not. But if you want to hope for genius, you have to try. And you have to make your thing, your own thing, the way you want it. And so it gave me this emotion of okay, now you are special, everybody is special, but show us how special you are and what you can show that it's different and that comes from your heart.
Yeah, you have to have the courage of your own ideas. And what we show in this movie is Godard thinking, if you want to do something different, he has to do it differently. And it's kind of driving other people crazy a little bit, but he's on his own unique path in his methods.
Sure. Guillaume, I definitely want to ask you about playing Jean-Luc, which is Jean-Luc is so confident, yet he is also so concerned that he's missed the boat, that the new wave has gone by. So it's this polar, the push and pull in his mind, if you will. Can you talk about that aspect of his personality and just inhabiting him?
Yeah, exactly. So when I did the first audition, when I met Richard, during the takes, I would go with all my confidence I had, or the fake confidence I had for the character. But in between takes, I would just shut up. Because if I said a word, I would give maybe my insecurities and what I felt was not being like in the right place because it was my first movie and I was just an extra before. So I think during the movie also I tried to integrate this into Godard's character. So when he's not speaking and while other people around are saying like, what are we waiting for? And maybe he's just in his head, like trying to understand like, am I sure about this idea or not? But trying not to show them because he wanted to make sure that people would have confidence into him making his first film because he maybe didn't felt like he could make it.
Yeah, we had to have that on set. Guillaume had to direct the movie within the movie, and he took to that like a duck to water. He had this kind of aura about him and this confidence. I recognize it as the unearned confidence of the first-time filmmaker, the unearned swagger and confidence, But he had that. That's what made him Godard. And it wasn't just enough of a resemblance. It was really the approach he just described, which really made the character.
Richard, you have made a number of incredible, what I call hangout movies. And I think one of the reasons this movie works so well for me is that it's a hangout movie in 1959 Paris with these cool people who love movies and want to like change everything. Can you sort of talk about like just that aspect of this movie?
I think that's what I told everyone. It's like, this movie is just we're dropping a camera down in 1959 and hanging out with amongst the Nouvelle Vague, and particularly the Jean-Luc, making his first film, and just to kind of get the rhythms and how that must have felt like. It wasn't high stakes, even though making your first film is pretty exhilarating, and it ends up a very influential film. At the time, I'm telling everyone, you're not an icon, you're not an icon, we're just young people with this change. I tried to lower the stakes. Like I hate these period films where they seem important. No one has a sense of humor or life. These are just a group of cinephiles at a really special time in history, just doing what they love, expressing who they are. And, it was just kind of magical to put ourselves back in that time.
I'm already out of time. I'm just going to say one more, again, how much I love the movie. And you guys have a fantastic day speed dating.
Good.
Thank you.
Good seeing you, Steve, always.
Have a great day.